The radio crackled with panic, then went silent, leaving only one chilling sentence hanging in the air. "We're surrounded, does anyone copy?" Miles away, high on a wind-scraped ridge none of them even knew existed, a single scope glinted beneath the rising sun. And the woman behind it exhaled slowly, whispering, "I copy." For the next 7 hours, the entire fate of 12 U.S. Rangers would rest on the steady heartbeat of the one person they had never met, never knew existed, and weren't supposed to know at all. The mission had gone wrong fast. The Rangers were escorting a local asset through a narrow valley in a remote mountain region, expecting nothing more dangerous than a few scattered militants. Instead, 2 full enemy units collapsed on them from the cliffs above, trapping them in a dry riverbed with nowhere to run and no air support close enough to respond in time. Staff Sergeant Cole Maddox, the team leader, pushed his men into a tight defensive circle. Dust filled the air, bullets smashed into rocks. The Rangers were down to their last magazines within 20 minutes. "Higher, this is Ranger 1, Cole shouted into the radio. "We need support, or we won't last another hour." Silence. Then a voice none of them recognized, calm, low, almost emotionless. "Ranger 1, this is Valkyrie. I have visual on your position." Cole frowned. "Valkyrie, who the hell is?" A sharp crack split the air. Then another. Then a third. Up on the cliffs, 3 muzzle flashes winked out like dying stars. Private Ramon Ortiz peeked out from behind a boulder, eyes wide. What was that?" The radio clicked again. 115 meters west of your position. Enemy sniper eliminated. Reposition to better cover." The Rangers looked at each other. And Cole finally asked the question they were all thinking. "Who is she?" 2 miles away, camouflaged so expertly she looked carved from the mountain itself, was Lieutenant Arya Hale, Navy SEAL, Tier 1 sniper, and the kind of phantom operator whose mission files were so classified even her own team didn't know half of what she did. She had been in the region for weeks tracking a high-value target, not expecting today to become a rescue mission. But when she heard the Rangers' distress call, she packed her gear, ran nearly 4 kilometers of ridgeline, and found the perfect vantage point, a ledge narrower than her boot. Her body was still, her mind was steel, but her heart pulsed with memories she rarely let herself feel. Images of another team, another valley, another rescue that had come too late. Not again, she vowed. She adjusted her scope. "Rangers," she radioed softly, "I'll guide you. Move when I say, and whatever happens, stay low." What followed felt impossible. Whenever the Rangers tried to shift position, enemy machine gun nests opened fire from hidden angles, until Arya's bullets found each one, eliminating threats before the Rangers even knew where they were coming from. Whenever a medic crawled out to treat a wounded Ranger, Arya cleared the path shot by shot, as if she could predict where the danger would appear before it did. "Valkyrie, this is insane," Cole said between breaths as he dragged his injured men behind cover. "We can't even see these guys, but you're dropping them like dominoes." There was a pause. "I've trained a long time for days like this," she replied. But her voice wavered, just a little. The truth was she hadn't eaten in 20 hours, had been awake for 36, and her shoulder throbbed from a previous injury she'd ignored. She wasn't supposed to be out here. She wasn't supposed to interfere. But she also wasn't the type to leave anyone behind. "Just keep your men alive," she murmured. "I'll handle the rest." As the sun dipped lower, the enemy closed in again, this time from 3 directions. Arya saw them advancing and felt her stomach drop. Too many, too close, too coordinated. Cole realized it too. "Valkyrie, we're not going to make it to nightfall." Arya steadied her rifle. "Yes, you are." One by one, with impossible precision, she struck every enemy pushing toward the Rangers, adjusting for wind, distance, terrain, even the tremor creeping into her tired muscles. At one point her vision blurred. But she blinked hard, focused again. Not today, not again. Then she spotted them, the last wave. A full squad rushing down the left ridge. Too far for the Rangers to defend themselves. Too many to eliminate before they reached the valley floor. Arya inhaled. A 1,600-meter shot. The longest she had ever attempted under pressure. She adjusted, calculated, prayed. Then she squeezed the trigger. The enemy squad leader fell, throwing the entire attack into chaos. The rest scattered, retreating into the rocks. And for the first time all day, the valley fell completely silent. Cole collapsed back against a boulder, exhausted. "Valkyrie, we're alive because of you." Arya didn't answer immediately. Her hands were shaking now. Her breath was ragged. She finally replied, voice soft as ash. Good. Extraction is 8 minutes out. Hold tight. The helicopter came thundering in, kicking up sand and debris as the Rangers loaded their wounded. Cole stood at the ramp, searching for the invisible guardian who had kept them alive. Valkyrie, he called into the radio, at least tell us your name. We owe you our lives. High on her ledge, Arya watched the helicopter rise. For a moment, she considered answering. Telling them who she really was. Letting someone, anyone, see past the armor she wore. But that wasn't her role. She shouldered her pack. My name doesn't matter, she said finally. Just make it home. The helicopter carried the Rangers away, leaving the ridge quiet once more. Arya stayed behind until the sound faded, her silhouette merging with the mountain as if she had never been there at all. Days later, at a U.S. base far from the valley, the Rangers gathered in the mess hall. Their wounds were healing, their spirits were lighter, but one question still hung between them, unspoken and enormous. Who was she? Cole smiled slowly, tapping a classified mission report he wasn't supposed to have seen. We may never get her full story, he said quietly, but I know this much, she saved us because that's who she is. Someone who runs toward danger when the rest of the world runs away. He looked out the window toward the distant mountains. And wherever she is now, I hope she knows we'll never forget her. In the end, the Rangers learned a truth that would stay with them forever. Heroes don't always stand in the spotlight. Some walk alone, some remain ghosts, and some, like the sniper they called Valkyrie, carry the weight of the world silently, choosing duty over recognition, courage over comfort, and sacrifice over glory.